just repost. I think this is so this bounty, dude. I'm actually super excited because I want to run this as a weekly thing, and everything I'm gonna get through today will be uh, hopefully it helps us out like to reach the exposure in YouTube. Really, that's really the main goal of this, and uh, right, I get more DGB into more people's hands.
Get that DGV in their hands. Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you.
I mean, it is recorded. I could just get right into it, but I feel like I should just wait because I want more people to join and get the
Word.
whole gist of everything.
You know, I feel you. Damn, yeah. Well, I was about to ask you a question about it, but yeah, we can wait. What day? It's Friday though. Usually, kind of Fridays are kind of slow, from what I remember, from like holding spaces all the time.
So, all right, screw it. I'm gonna just do the intro. What's up, you guys? Name's AJ. Welcome to Digidollar Awareness Space. And today we're gonna talk about the new weekly DD Creators Bounty that we are creating. Basically, what's up, Green? If you have questions off rip, I could pretty much answer them now, and I guess we'll kind of wing it.
Word. Yeah, no. So you're trying to get people to make just like educational videos or just anything, like any type of videos, and best video wins the bounty.
So the idea is, so I have the rules here. I'm working on a flyer, but that's what I was going to do today is pretty much read the rules. So I guess I'll just read all the rules there. And then from there, if you have any more questions, right, we can get into it.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, as more people join in, bro, you feel free to just like repeat yourself.
Yeah,
All good,
definitely. All right, sweet. So this is how it goes. So the Digidollar Awareness Creator Bounty rules, and this is pretty much it. So let me go ahead and give you guys what the schedule is. So the schedule is going to be basically every Sunday. Well, I just read the rules because in the rules I wrote basically how it goes. All right. So every Sunday, an official weekly bounty post will be published and pinned on the Digidollar awareness page until Friday's winners announcement. So every Sunday, I'm going to have some type of flyer for that week. And that's basically where everybody's going to post. So all video submissions for that week must be posted under the official weekly bounty post. Submission posts must include a YouTube link plus the hashtag DD creators. Videos must be new and created specifically for the current week's bounty. To touch up on this, basically, because I didn't add it here, I'm going to add it later. You can win multiple times. So if you come in, you can win. I'm going to set it for where you can win twice. The thing is, this actual run that we're doing for this bounty right now is going to be a trial run. So everybody's going to get paid, but it's going to be a trial run to see how the exposure goes. And honestly, I'm asking of the community to really help push this. So I'm going to do maybe 2 weeks trial run. And the idea is to switch this over and move it to Digiscope. And once it goes there, I'm going to double the pot. So, and I'm going to repeat that later too. So the idea is for right now to start getting traction, start building, I guess motivating people to start creating their YouTube videos and have them edited and whatnot. So yeah, so back to the rules. I just wanted to kind of put that there. Old reused videos cannot be resubmitted in future weeks. So if you post up a video, let's say I start this Sunday and it ends on Friday, you can't resubmit that same video. Although you can participate again, it would just have to be a fresh new video. Okay. Content must relate to Digidollar, Digibyte, or the DGB ecosystem. So videos should basically focus on education, awareness, tutorials, explanations, or I don't know how well charting will do, but feel free if you want to do some type of charting, kind of like, I guess price shilling, if that's your thing. I don't know how the community will like that, but basically I think that answers your question, Green. The idea here is basically for education and awareness, whether that be Digidollar within itself, Digibyte, or any of the ethos around us, meaning like DigiID or DigiAssets, or even I saw Jose Trejo and what the master of I don't remember. it's Master something, but those guys got the Digi swag going on. So even if there's a good video of that, right? Like as long as it aligns with our ethos and it's is active and current like factual. So videos
For the
must
most viral informational video that's chosen by the community is what's going to win it. Basically, doesn't
yes.
matter what
So
they do. I could create a video like an SNL skit of DGB if I wanted to, right?
yeah, I mean, ideally, it would be. I would love to see a funny video that trends. I'm not gonna hold you. I think
Me
that's
too.
awesome.
Me too.
I would love to see some like a type of comedic, some fire. The only thing I do ask is all videos must be real human voice. So I do want to point that out there. I don't want AI generated voices. I think that's kind of important because it'll kind of stop people from doing AI slop and really focus on what the messaging is. You know what I'm saying? Videos can be created in any language. So I'm not opposed to any language. Again, as long as it's human. Or if you decide to do some type of narration, uh, or narrating, it should be a human voice that's narrating. Please, no AI. Your X handle must appear both in the video itself and in the YouTube video description for verification. So again, when you make the video, if you want to just put a tag somewhere in the video, whether that's at the beginning or the end, I will be going through all the videos and I will be watching them. I decided to do this because I'm going to spend a good chunk of time at home. So I will be watching as much videos as I can, make sure that those things are there. The community voting is based on total reposts and likes. As of right now, because it's on X, that's how it's going to be. The idea is once we move over to Digiscope, we'll have some type of upvoting system. And basically, when the videos get uploaded there, you know, the community will upvote, and then whoever gets the most upvotes there, basically it's paid. Those logistics, you know, he's all over the place with everything that he's doing, and we are super grateful for that. So I figured I'd do the trial run on X first, see what the community is feeling, how they're going to react to it, and again. I'm going to mention this again. Once we move over to Digiscope, I will be doubling the pot, meaning for the weekly winner, they're going to win 10,000. So I'll just keep, they're going to win 10,000 DGB will be the winner once we move over to Digiscope. That will be the winner for each week. Okay. So yeah. So community voting is based on total reposts, likes, and, during the official voting period. So again, it's going to run from Sunday to Friday morning. So once the flyer goes up on Sunday for that upcoming week, the votes will be active until Friday morning. So everybody's going to get to repost and like for right now on X until Sunday morning. The winner will be selected every Friday in the afternoon. And again, this is all based on the community. So based on who the community picks, with the most reposts and most likes wins that week. Now, this is what the weekly winner receives. They get 5,000 for right now because we're on X. They will receive 5,000 DGB payout, an announcement post, right? So the 5,000 DGB plus an announcement post, and a separate 48-hour featured pin post with an additional 1,000 DGB tip. So it's going to be a 48-hour pin post on my page. And you're going to get another 1,000 DGB tip when that pin post comes. And that's going to be pinned on my page for 48 hours. For this trial run, so I'm not sure for the future, but for this trial run, there's also going to be a separate 24-hour featured post on Adam's page. So for those that are listening or listening in later to the recorded version of this, Adam Ogilvy is, you know, basically has been super committed to Digibyte and the community and is showing face. Actually, I'd like to thank him too for, you know, representing us in the Consensus 2026 Miami. That was dope. He got a really good amount of information. I got to speak with him for a little while, yesterday, and, you know, I'm really glad that he did that. So shout outs to Adam. Thank you for doing that. And I guess, so Green, since you're here, look into my eyes, you know, we have like our own thing, our own little chat. So this is where I'm going to kind of bring you guys in. You guys are what I want to call the organizers, although I know that you guys are, you know, just helping me kind of just get the name out there, but you guys would be considered the organizer for this. So I would want you guys to help me pick out like low effort, anything copied or unrelated submission will be completely removed. So like if you guys don't agree with it, and also YC whenever he joins or when he's listening, like obviously the OG communities, if they feel that some type of video is misleading, it's literally plagiarizing or has any type of bot engagement, you will be immediately disqualified. Like spam, fake engagement, anything like that, you're gonna be disqualified. And
I think the community, my bad. I
yeah,
think the community will already just like automatically pick on that and not retweet or like, you know. I don't think definitely will like everybody's gonna be watching for it, but I feel the community, you know, they got that shit on lock. You know, they can see through the bullshit.
yeah, that's what I figured too. Ideally, that would be great. But if you guys, since you guys are always on and kind of, send me like, hey, bro, remove this one real quick or hide this one, like in case something is like, not looking great and maybe I'm out and about, that'd help. And then I think last thing would be winners must have a Digiscope account. This one's kind of like it would be ideal for you to have a Digiscope account, obviously, to receive the payout. But I know if you have just a wallet tied to your bio address, Digibyte wallet tied to your bio address, you also can just receive it there. So, but ideally, sign into Digiscope, have a Digiscope account, because when this bounty gets moved over to Digiscope, I will double it. So again, so now to kind of touch up on that. So yeah, so once this whole bounty goes on Digiscope, it's going to be doubled. So you will get paid 10,000 DGB weekly. Same thing. As far as the post goes, you're still going to have a payout announcement post and a 48-hour featured post on my page. And then as far as the 24-hour featured post from a community member, I'm not sure who it's going to be from here then. It all depends. Ideally, I would want, someone with a big exposure that can help us trend. And this is super community effort. So um, obviously all hands on deck here. Any of these videos or the videos that do end up winning, I want the community to full fledged take on and super repost, spam, go like them on their YouTube and stuff like that. And I think right now 5,000 DGB is a great payout for YouTube video because you can also monetize it. So when you think about it, 5,000 DGB plus the 1,000 DGB tip ends up being like $23 at the current price now. Also, this would be, a weekly video. So because it's a weekly video, if price action goes up, I'm not going to change the amount that gets paid out there. So for the first trial, you're still going to get 6,000 DGB, whether, this month we're at 1 penny or at the end of this month we're at $1. So just keep that in mind. And then once I do double it up and we go into Digiscope, it's just going to be 10,000 DGB, which if you look at the price right now, it is about $40 plus the 1,000. So it's around like $42 what you'll get to make the YouTube video to help us, attack those algos and help spread information and exposure to build. I don't really think we need to build hype. The protocol within itself, Digidollar has its hype within itself as soon as it launches. But more than so, it's really to kind of nip this whole X taking community away, right? Because like that is kind of helpful on X to gain exposure and kind of tie a couple of the posts and whatnot. With them taking the communities away, I felt that bringing in YouTube and having those infomercial videos is good for onboarding and kind of like keeping us in movement at all times, even if the suppression still keeps happening, because that's been a very frustrating thing to deal with. Other than that,
Yeah.
I think I pretty much touched everything, dude. I guess at this point, I introduced the idea earlier this week. This is pretty much what it is. And bro, Green or anybody out there is listening, has any opinions on how we could make this better or anything else, I'm all open. I'm all ears. Cause again, I'm starting, this will be the trial. As soon as we move to Digiscope is when it's going to be like a weekly thing. And, I'll see how long, maybe we could do, I'm thinking maybe 4 months in total, right? Like weekly videos for 4 months. That'd be great. That's, what's that? Fucking 16 videos, right? Would be some shit like that. That would be dope.
16 creators. But yeah, yeah, no, they're pretty cool. See like a, creator campaign going on.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's a lot of DGB, dude. Because imagine you're getting this DGB once Digidollar launches. I mean, it's just like you're getting free Digibyte to also monetize your channel, right? Because you're gonna get full exposure from the community as this becomes like a full community driven thing. When the creator makes their video, uploads it, you know what I'm saying? We'll get it trending on all X platforms, helps out YouTube. And just imagine onboarding people and it's like, hey, just look up YouTube video Digibyte, and then you get like constant new updates of a new Digibyte, and also the people that are just trying to compete. Imagine how many people are going to do videos, and we're just going to get floods of videos. So, ideally, hopefully, this goes great, right? And then we can all join together to have a massive repost. And I think, uh, I think we're going to be out there more than we've ever been, in my opinion.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, we'll see what happens, We'll see what happens. Um, it'd be good to see people from outside of the community come in. Because usually when I've done giveaways back in the, like, while back, it was usually people in the, like, outside of the community that you really start seeing. Because, money's involved. But, we're going to see. It's going to be interesting to see what people will actually do.
Yeah, that's the idea too, right? Like to attract new eyes. Whether that's them just because we know X is mostly based on people that just want to get bread kind of quick and fast, but they'll be forced to learn with making the video because I mean, bro, once you start to really inform yourself with Digibyte and just the things that Digibyte has done to this point and the new moving forward protocols that we have from Johnny and just the wallets that are getting worked on with Dennis and DigiSwarm and Jared creating the world's first truly decentralized stableback coin, the Digidollar. I mean, like you're gonna fall in love with the project no matter what, dude. Like while making the video, while learning self custody, understanding our full ethos. There's no way you're not gonna say here, well, why would I just remove these winning coins that I just earned when I could just lock them up, never have to actually use them, and then use my Digidollar, and then come back and unlock them, and then you're going to be winning for the long run in the future. And again, so one of the questions I did have is like, what I want people is like, I don't mind people winning multiple times, right? But like, I do want an opinion on how do we make it so it's not just one person winning consistently. Well, I'm not opposed to it, right? Like, I don't want the community to feel like this is rigged or something like that, or there's some type of favoritism. So I want to ask you guys, do you feel as if if someone wins, can they only win twice? Or is it up for grabs and they can basically win every week as long as it's a new video every week?
Wait, repeat the question.
So basically is should we allow a creator to consistently win week after week as long as they provide a new video every week, or should we cap them so we allow other creators and don't discourage other creators from trying to compete with
I
the
mean,
specific creator?
if you're doing it on X, there's no stopping anybody from still retweeting it, so it's going to show up as the most favorable. But then it's going to be controversial of who really won. Da 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 da. I would say just let it run as is. The effort is what you put into it, and what you get out of it, and what people perceive it as is that those are the lines. In my opinion, that's how I would do it.
So you're saying no capping on whoever wins is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, if someone's putting in the effort to follow the rules and actually put out good content, then they deserve to win each
Sweet.
time.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I agree with it too. I just didn't want people to start to the only worry I had with that was like I don't want people to think this is some type of rigged shit where the same contestant is always winning. The community for some reason decides to choose the same one. But yeah, I'm for that too, right? Like that's the idea too, to get people motivated. And this is a big chunk. And yo, Green, you're available. You guys too, Green and look into my whoever's out there. Like, everybody is available for this bounty. No one is not available. Everybody can, well, obviously except me, because then I would just be fucking paying myself. but everybody is more than willing to jump in here. And again, I don't want any face showing or anything like that. I just need a real voice. I think a real voice is important because I don't know, dude. I feel like, with the whole ASMR thing that like came up a couple years back, some people trend to different voices and stuff like that, and just you get to build your own channel there too, and the exposure, right? Because you're basically building a video while also getting the backing of a full community. So you're going to get a good chunk of exposure there. Actually, speaking about that, I'm gonna shout out. I actually looked up because I always look up Digibyte on YouTube. It's called Digibyte Patriots, bro. They've been uploading a lot of my spaces and whatnot, or the Digidollar awareness spaces. So I like to say thank you, and I'm actually going to do a live tip for them. So shout outs, Digibyte, yeah, Digibyte Patriots on YouTube. Shout outs to you. I'm going to give you a live tip right now. I'm hoping that this seems to be the same uh, profile photo. So I'm going to go with Patriot Digibyte at Patriot Digibyte. I'm assuming that's them. Green, is that John? Could that be John or?
No, I don't know who that is. I do. Yeah, I don't know who that is though. Actually,
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tip them. They have a Digibyte wallet address on their profile, and understanding, and they posted up. They have a pin post of my space, so I'm gonna go ahead and tip them live on this space real quick. And you know, didn't even know they were doing that.
I've been seeing him. I've been checking. I've been seeing him. I've been checking him out.
There we go. So Patriot or Digibyte Patriot, right? Digibyte Patriots or Patriot Digibyte on X, dude. I just tipped you 1,000 DGB. Thank you for uploading the spaces, dude. It's awesome. Thanks again. Other than that, how's everybody doing, bro? Coinbase doing their thing, huh?
Everybody's doing their thing. What you mean?
Self custody, yo. Self custody. That core wallet. Oh, let me get those links up too. I'm about to get those links up on the space. Get the core wallet links and all that stuff. Give me a sec. Also, I ended up deleting the Facebook page because they wanted a selfie. I don't know, bro. I wasn't with that. So that page is over there, but I can't. Well, I can't really delete it. Actually, it's just there. There's information. So if you guys find it, it's AJ Digi. I uploaded as much stuff on there. So I guess you could copy paste it, put it on your Facebook pages if you guys want, but I can't access it anymore. So there's a good chunk of information in there, I guess. But I'm not doing that selfie video shit. Just kind of weird that they're doing that. I don't know how many more platforms are going to start doing that. It's kind of concerning. All right. Yep. I put right there the core wallet, GitHub for the latest release of the testnet, the Gitter chat for you guys to join if you have any questions on the Digidollar testnet. Digiscope is down there, both Digiscope.me and Digiscope Telegram. because there's two ways of signing up to Digiscope. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. So I guess we're just gonna hang out, wait for a couple people to join. And if anybody has any questions and stuff like that, shoot it. Any ideas too for future bounties? I'm all ears. I don't want to stop just here. This is just one that I'm kind of going to keep going weekly, but would like to do some other bounties for, you know, I think liquidity is pretty much over. I don't think we're going to feed liquidity anywhere for the time being, just because the logistics of that are just all over the place. And I don't think we need it, but again, who knows if there's a top whale out there that decides they want to do their own liquidity pool and feed liquidity. We don't know what this is going to entitle. So I think these like liquidity is something that maybe we just kind of wait off, kind of look at the landscape once Digidollar launches, and we'll go from there as a community. But any pitch ideas for, for how can, I don't know, get more exposure in other platforms, really? Like, how can we start attacking not just X, Instagram, right? Like, maybe Instagram would be good. I don't know how TikTok looks. I read that they're not paying people like that anymore, so I didn't want to do anything there, but maybe a bounty for Instagram would probably be next. Probably won't be the same amount of money. It'll probably be a little bit less because since it's just pictures, but maybe that could be what we approach to next. Also, like thoughts on maybe if the community wants to pitch in and I guess hire someone for podcasting, right? And maybe if we can convince Adam, he's cool with showing his face there. Maybe we set somebody up with him first, or whoever we decide to do. But like, right, like maybe it makes sense as a community to maybe fund a future podcast. Um, whether that's like uh someone created a podcast, which I don't know, maybe that's the best thing. I would probably say maybe finding a big creator out there, a big podcaster, and kind of trying to line up a podcast with him or her and Jared, and maybe line ourselves up in that way. Maybe three big podcasts out there that are would be willing to interview Jared. I'm sure Jared obviously has some connects and stuff like that to get on podcasts, but this would be more so like the community um, getting it done, and or maybe just funding a podcast with the OGs, like the ones that are really making things happen as far as coding goes. Of Dennis, Johnny Law, Jose. I think again, I don't know what if Jose is, but I saw him tied to Digi Swag token, the master guy, and maybe Adam and Jared, like a collective like sit down of DGB OGs or some shit like that. Even probably put blind Dave in there for like maybe a mining thing, and then kind of probably you Green do like some type of conspiracy one esque, right? Where we don't fucking get booted or anything like that. But I'm thinking something like that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Also, if you're hearing back from here, just leave comments in this space, right? Like if you like that idea or if you have a better idea, leave it in here, bro. Because I just want to evolve, right? And like wherever I can help, I'm gonna try to pitch in and help. Uh, Again, like I said, I don't really know how to code like that, but whether that's creating some type of bounty on my behalf or pulling the community together where we all come to a good idea that we all think makes the most sense to fund, whatever that is. If you aren't in the space active now, it would be great to just have you comment down there, and maybe that could be a topic of discussion for Tuesday's upcoming space, and we can move and act on that, right? Like whatever gets us really trending at this point, as I feel like we need that. I feel like we need to attack the way that we trend, because the utility is there, the protocol is there, what we aim to do is there. You know, there's no cap in our rap. Shit is real. And yeah, bro.
I don't got a comment button, so I don't know if anybody else has one, but yeah. Just a plus sign.
Also, like maybe build a community, bro, like a community board. I should have finished something. Yeah, like a board, like something like a DGB board system or something like that. Where I don't know, dude. We have to maybe attack some trade shows, right? Like let's look at some crypto trade shows and maybe how we can funnel a booth, right? And choose who we want to have as like kind of an ambassador and be as transparent as possible, but show. I mean, like with this bounty, excuse me, we're gonna show how truly volunteer we are because that's what it is, right? Like I'm hoping that this number motivates people to make the videos, get them out there, get videos pushed out every week, and truly show how decentralized and fully volunteered and no central company is in Digibyte. It's really on us. Um, and I think organically doing that is going to attract more people. I mean, and if we could get this done, for the next 4 months every week, there's no way that people aren't going to want to come, especially when we move to Digiscope and it gets doubled. Although I still think that 6,000 DGB is a lot. The minute that we move over and people start earning, 11,000 DGB per week when they win, you're looking at, if we're just going to say that it stays at this price, right? It's going to be, what is it? It's going to be 42.54. And that's assuming that it's at this price. Let's say we're at a penny. That's what? That's $110, bro, for you to make a video that you're going to be able to also monetize. And you get full exposure from the community. I mean, I don't really see a loss here, whether even if you want to just come dabble in our community, give us exposure and dip. Again, really good perk here. Adam, happy birthday to your daughter, bro.
Wait, who?
Adam commented it's his daughter's birthday, so he can't join, but just shouted out his daughter happy birthday.
Damn, I really can't see comments, brother. Okay, all right. I was like, what are you talking about? But all right.
Damn, they got you shut down like that, bro?
Yeah, bro, it's been like this. Even on my own spaces, I can't even see comments, and it's been like that. It's all good though. I don't really give a shit.
I don't remember his name, but there's actually it's over here. He commented on one of the spaces. His name is Alice Rambus. I was trying to join his space last Sunday, dude, on my other account, but it just wasn't happening. I was kind of hoping that they came in and kind of joined the space too, right? To kind of get together, um, see what their ideas are. I couldn't get right with the space, so I don't really know what they talked about. I never went back to listen to the space. Um, but yeah, uh,
So when you plan on starting this?
the bounty. So, well, that's a great question, right? Like that's another thing. I was thinking, should I start it this Sunday or should I? I was gonna do the flyer with the rules, so I was gonna put the flyer out and pretty much let that circulate X for a week and do it next Sunday. But I'm not opposed to doing it this Sunday. It's just like what makes the most sense and how do we get more people onboarding? Because I know it's gonna take a while for people to create their YouTube channel and tie that
Yeah,
with their X account and the editing and all that stuff, right? Like, so I don't know.
yeah. I was gonna say wait for sure.
Yeah, so I,
Definitely give it a week to market if you're gonna do it, so you can do it right. So people have enough time to see it, execute, and then leave the submissions open for a couple of days.
yeah, so the submission is going to be literally from Sunday to Friday, bro. So I'm going to pin post, like, let's say this Sunday I'll do a pin post announcing this is a bounty and basically all the submissions are going to be commented there. So I have every submission commented on that pin post, and it's going to be as soon as it goes live. you'll be able to drop the link for your video. And the reason why I'm doing this is because when you drop the link on X on a comment, you can see the video, and I think that's dope. Ideally, that's I want that to be done on Digiscope, where you could just see the video there. And it sounds kind of weird. I don't want to say forced, but basically, interact more with our ethos than X. But yeah, you post your videos there, and then whoever likes and reposts there the most gets the most at the end of Friday morning. Friday afternoon, I do the winner announcement post and the pin post. And the pin post will be there from Friday, Saturday until Sunday's new weekly bounty announcement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I get you.
Does it sound confusing? I know when I okay,
No,
because
no. It's just the flow, you got to market and then they got to execute. Then there's got to be time for people to vote. Then you got to have, trust me, I know.
yeah, because I listened back to the last Tuesday space I did. I was like, bro, I was bugging. I couldn't even understand what I said. Sometimes, bro, I come up with ideas and I swear, like when I write them and I read them back to myself, it sounds good. And then when I go to like, go on the space here, I guess maybe if I was live in person, it'd be a little different. But when I go on the space here, I don't know, bro, my mind just fries. And I'm like, what am I even talking about? And then I'm all over the place. So, but I'm trying to get this one out as best as I can, as informative as possible. And to keep the transparency. And also, I really just like, again, like I need help from the community to make sure we don't get any spam, any fake engagement, any bots, right? Or just people doing any type of misleading or plagiarism kind of shit. Like, I want to clear that up. And the test trial is good here on X, right? Because it'll always also let people know, like, it's going to be moved into Digiscope sometime next month. And it'll be doubled up. So that's really where it starts to get even juicier. So yeah, dude.
Or it sounds good.
Also, I'm also hoping that like we get you know different languages, dude. Like DGB Italia, Germany, Indonesia, like right. Like if we get a couple videos that are different language, I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna do to understand and make sure that it's not AI. I'm pretty sure I should be able to distinguish it, right? Like, but AI is getting a little bit better. But it would be dope to see multiple language videos because then we attack the whole hemisphere, and that's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see. Guess we will see who shows up. Yeah. I would make a video, but anytime I upload a video, it doesn't work.
Like on your YouTube or
But
on your
yeah,
X.
YouTube.
Yeah, dude, I try to do YouTube. I don't know why, man. It's just a little too complicated for me. The whole editing and I don't know how to do that shit. Like I'm sure if I take my time to like sit there and do it, but I'd lose patience fairly quickly with YouTube and just Google in general. But I am aware that like realistically, dude, everybody that I'm around here in my city and shit, a lot of people their main consumption of like TV is literally YouTube, bro. Like that's what a lot of people are like, oh no, I don't watch TV, I just watch YouTube. Um and I live in obviously a super major city. Um so yeah, imagine just having, and I wonder how many floods of videos we're gonna get. Like even if we get 5 videos a week, right? There's 5 content creators, and we get 5 videos a week. That's a lot. It's a lot. If that's a weekly thing for the next 4 months, that'd be awesome. I'm working behind the scenes too, because the number that I gave you guys is my number. There is a potential if things go right where that number can be doubled again. So, I'm not even lying, dude. I just have to. There's a lot of things that are going in the background right now. But based on how this gets done, how it gets received with the community, and if the community, also acknowledges, right, like they take the responsibility and go forward and help push this bounty. I have a potential community member out there that said if it all goes good, I'm willing to match you. Um, so it'll be a double on double. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. That's crazy, dude. For a video to double on double is going to be insane, bro. And if we could get it done all the way through the year, right? So videos all the way to the end of December, bro, we are going to be a powerhouse on those algos. And then hopefully other creators will just make shorts, right? Or even us, we could just clip shorts and just reuse them and get ourselves trending out there, bro.
I feel you. I feel you.
Enough is enough, bro. We can't keep remaining quiet, bro. We can't keep getting shunned, and I think this is one of those ways that we can attack that problem in a way, right? Videos are, it's a visual thing. And I think it's easy to onboard too, bro. I think it's really dope to onboard people through videos. Like, um, the attention span for the youth right now is not the greatest, right? So imagine being able to clip down these videos to shorts and getting a teenager out there that is within your family, right? Like, don't go approaching teenagers. That's fucking weird. But anybody within your family that that is a youth under the age of 18, you guys can, hey, watch this video real quick, and who knows, dude? Maybe even they would get motivated to do a video to get a little bit of Digibyte for that week.
Hell yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you.
And yeah, you're green. That young Hugo kid, the 15-year-old kid, I see what you meant by him. And yeah, he came in and left, definitely used for exposure. But dude, even that, look at that. If you guys that are listening out there, look at that for the exposure that kid got. If you go back to his page, he hasn't posted anything about Digibyte. But that one video that he did about Digibyte, got him on YC's, got him on my page, got him on the whole community was having him trend. So just think about that. And look, he hasn't done anything else. Granted, at the beginning, he did kind of, I couldn't tell if it was AI. Kind of felt like it might have been, but I don't think so. But he did claim to be the founder, which I found that was really funny. But yeah, dude, take that in consideration. Like, look, the kid came out of nowhere, posted up a video about Digidollar, trended, took over a little bit of the algo, helped, really did help us out because a lot of the community members grabbed that, reposted it, and boom. So if someone like that could come in, and then I don't know if he used it for whatever exposure he used it for, but hey, it helped us out. And if the community react, like, actually, let me see how many likes and like just what the activity looked like. Hold on, give me a second, guys.
What's going on, YC?
Yo, what's going on?
Nothing much,
What's up, YC?
What's up, AJ? Oh man, looks like what do you guys been talking about?
All right, sweet. So, all right, so basically, we are creating a bounty for YouTube creators, I guess specific because the bounty is on YouTube. And the idea is to have numerous videos be uploaded on a pinned post every Sunday that I would drop, and have the community vote from Sunday to Friday. Have whoever wins that video on Friday have have a payout announcement post. So they would win 5,000 DGB. This is a trial, so I'm launching this in trial because the idea, I want to merge it over to Digiscope. But for right now, this is a trial here on X, and have so there will be a payout post, announcement post for the winner, and a separate featured pin post with an additional 1,000 DGB tip. And then for this trial only, I'm going to have Adam Ogilvy. He's going to do a 24-hour pin post for the winner. And we were just basically discussing the rules and everything, and basically, while this would be good, and basically have us attack the YouTube algos, and I guess have a different digestible exposure, right? Educational exposure, if I could say.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, dude. I mean, I typically do an audit or scan on YouTube pretty frequently for content, and most of the content is either it's AI stuff, it's not like anything quality, and then there's a bunch of like trading stuff, and then there's the other stuff that's just scam, that they do. So I know back in the day we used to do a lot more videos. We had Josiah and stuff. I know he did a lot of live stuff, and we had a lot of content on there, which is kind of cool, informative content, obviously. So yeah, I think this is a good area to do that, because right now it's like there's nothing there. I mean, I check it even a couple times a week. It's dead. So I think it's a smart move, especially if someone can create some like authentic, good content that's not like AI totally. That would be really awesome. So yeah, kudos to you for doing that, man. And even Adam too, like him going to that consensus conference, he DM'd me like a bunch during that conference. I mean, he was picking up contacts like left and right. And so he's got some people that want to talk and learn about Digidollar, Digibyte. So we're going to probably create some separate groups on Telegram for that and see where those discussions go too. Because you know how it is with conferences, everybody's handing out stuff, but if you don't do a follow-up, like when the momentum's hot, it's gone. So it just shows you though, dude, like we don't really go to conferences, like just in general, but sometimes it might be worth it if you can go there and get the word out. Or like I think he went to Tangent Wallet. I've been trying to talk to I've tried to talk to them for, I don't know, it's been probably a year and a half to get us on there. And I guess he met someone there and they were excited, and maybe there'll be a discussion. I don't know if it'll lead to anything, but at least it lets them know it's not somebody on the internet, right? Just talking to them via Telegram. It's actually it's a real face, so I think that was really good of Adam to do that, because I think it's getting the word out everywhere is the key.
Yeah, so I mentioned that earlier in the space too. Like maybe it would be a good idea to, set up a bounty for booths, choose an ambassador as a community, right? And maybe attack some of these trade shows. Maybe even if we just get 2 trade shows a year, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to trade shows with Jared too. We went to that one in Vegas, and then I had gone to some of these universities when he was doing the whole Harvard, MIT circuit too. So it's good because you meet people. So I think, I mean, and Jared's presentation skills are just amazing anyway. So like, but there are people that will go to these conferences. I remember the one in Vegas. I mean, it was like ICO Fest like crazy. But sometimes you'll find some good contacts there and folks that you might even meet here that they're like, oh wow, this is who you are. So yeah, I think that's good. You would definitely need to find someone that's willing to put themselves out there and is also educated enough to speak about our blockchain, right? And what it does and how there's a value play on that. So I think it's great, man. More people we can get out, because there's some people that are really good at that. They don't want to do anything on the internet. They're not willing to do spaces, but if you tell them go to a conference and somebody does a bounty and they have to just like network and, market us, they're happy to do it. It's just about finding who's good and what. That's really it.
Yeah, so that's the idea also with this bounty, right? To like maybe help us find that spokesperson too, right? Because if through the videos being done every week, maybe there's someone that is just, kind of starts gaining the attention of the community as the spokesperson. Maybe they handle the way they deliver the information and spread the message at at a rate that we like and makes sense and as professional as possible, maybe, that could lead into, a community vote on an ambassador, and, obviously keep full transparency and audit through Digiscope. So, I don't know if we'll do realistically like a salary for whoever's the ambassador, but I guess like maybe, again, I'm just like riffing off ideas, but maybe, just offering them, well, the community will set up the booth, and we'll leave someone in charge that's obviously going to be at the trade shows with, you know, everything that entitles with the booth, and having, whoever's going to be the face, maybe that person is going up and doing some type of seminar on us and stuff like that. We can provide maybe just the accommodations, like you could stay in a hotel, and I think that might be the best thing we should offer to begin with. It should have to be on them to fly there. But if you're promised an accommodation by the community, uh, we could put you on there, and then we'll choose somebody. I think this is best to also, like, I think we should start considering on building a board, um, to get certain things like this done. Also, I think we have to get to these steps, bro. We need to get to these steps because suppression is getting ridiculous, and at this point, the awareness is only going so far just by being an X.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's fine. I think you just have to, even if you put it on Digiscope and you put more bounties, and the community wants to have these things, it's like I said before, if you put it out there, it gives people a choice. We're willing to do it. Community's willing to step up, and, can't say we're not putting it out there to do it. Right. So, but yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot going on for us. And I think just with everything else going on behind the scenes, there definitely is some, weird stuff going on, regarding, I guess all the other things. I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, I mean, I know, I hear what you're saying. So, it's wild. We need to just keep on, keep staying focused, and, I think the key to all this, as I've said so many times, is getting, Digidollar out there, and obviously the conference stuff and doing the YouTube videos, that's all good too. I mean, we should have that as a part of the ecosystem, and I'm sure there's some talent in our community that could do it, but there has to be kind of a little bit of incentivized kind of play for them to do it. So yeah, it's all good stuff, man. And we'll just kind of have to see how things play out. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping this incentivizes people. And like I mentioned earlier, dude, and I don't know if you were here, but so the idea is once this gets moved into Digiscope, I'm going to double it. And also, like I mentioned before, I'm not going to mention who yet, but there's been some talks behind that someone's down to match me. So if that goes through and everything, and we get everything done properly, we're going to double it again, to keep it going. Hopefully, a video every week until the end of the year.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, dude, and that puts pressure, right? That puts pressure on these platforms from trying to keep us hidden.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key, dude, is like, I think we have to be in a position, and we just haven't had a chance to focus on it because we've been so busy trying to get the development stuff, and there's been a lot going on there. So yeah, you're right. I mean, you almost need people in every silo of the area, in the blockchain community, in our blockchain community, to be doing something that, it's like, oh, if I look here, wow, there's content here. Wow, look on X, it's here. Or, I mean, I've said this too a while ago, like even Instagram, like I don't know who's really managing all that right now, but, that should be another area, right? And it may not necessarily just be like boring content. Maybe you have to figure out how do you make things go more viral? Like, how do you create virality on that platform with what we have, right? Because most projects are talking about hype or price action, this and that. We don't want to do that. So how do you create that kind of factor to pique people's curiosity, right? So of course, that's why I say there's so much to do. But we just need more hands on how to do that. And maybe, like I said, if the community is willing to step up, like that first bounty that you and Johnny did with the Digiswarm thing, that was a success, man. A huge success. It's paid dividends. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying is like community is going to get more and more comfortable with these things, and we'll have to just keep participating. But I mean, even since all that, we've had a lot more building, with the wallets and all these other discussions with liquidity exchanges, pairings, it's a whole bunch of stuff. So.
Yeah, and it's also, I think it would trend also in the way like we mentioned that, a lot of people on X are grifters and their whole thing is, just quick money. I mean, the idea of having a bounty on a weekly basis is going to naturally bring videos, I believe, also encouraging, hey, you can potentially win this by creating a video speaking about Digibyte.
Yep.
And then we get that type of audience, which organically, and we all know as soon as you start involving yourself in our ethos and learning DigiID, DigiAsset, just everything that Digibyte as a blockchain as a whole offers, you're going to stay, especially if you hit the reward and you win that week. I mean, you start looking at Digidollar and the potential of you locking this up. I mean, are you really even going to sell it at that point?
No, well, I mean, that's the thing. You're providing a way to get people hooked, right? And if it's consistent and it's regular, yeah, that's the way you're bringing people into the funnel. It's not just about the YouTube video, because if it's somebody that's really good at producing YouTube videos and they don't know anything about Digibit, now they're having to do research or having to verify. And then once they uncover that, like, wow, I didn't even know this existed. So now it's like, well, do I just want to create YouTube videos because they're paying, I'm getting a donation or bounty? Maybe I really want to participate in XYZ. So it's a great way to bring in more folks, and there might even be a reason for them, like you said, not to leave, because they're getting incentivized, and then they'll realize, well, dude, this is the real deal. Why would I go anywhere else anyway? And now I have this Digidollar thing coming out, and I mean, this is crazy too. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I'm not surprised, like I said, with what things are going on right now. I've seen it so many times, and I think it's even more now. But community is staying strong, and the core unit needs to keep pushing even in this time, like we all are, because that's going to be very important. Because I can definitely see, there is what's the word? There's definitely a concerted effort to change the psychology right now on X. I'm seeing it live. I see it live. So.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, it would be, and we talked about this earlier in the space, was maybe a funny video would be cool, right? Like it doesn't, like obviously as long as we stick to our guidelines, as long as it's related to Digidollar, Digibyte, or the Digibee ecosystem, and it's educational, shows awareness, is a tutorial or some type of explanation, or even some type of useful insights. I think if you can make it a little playful, a little fun, like comedic in a way, right? Like it just trends and it just, or
well, you have
just,
to do that, dude, because because if you look at just our blockchain, because we're not hype oriented, what it does is it just, unfortunately, it makes people think we're very static and it's boring, even though it's like so good. Like, it's amazing when you don't give people reasons to like say, oh, well, you haven't been hacked, or wow, it's this, like, you don't give them reasons to create a negative narrative. They're just like, okay, it doesn't really, it's like, well, they do everything right, but that's not really what I'm looking for. It's a weird kind of thing, but that's why you have to, that's what I was even saying with Instagram. You have to take our content that is showing how bulletproof we are and all these great things, and you have to add a spin to it. Maybe it's a comedic spin, maybe it's a storytelling, or it's like like a little series of somebody, like, you know how it is, like, just, oh, I'm going to do XYZ and I should use DigiID, and it's like cartoon, like, whatever that storyboard telling, like all that stuff, you have to change it up, because we have done a lot of good professional things over the years, and there is a place for that. You do need to have that, but that doesn't mean we can't have the other side, because there's an audience that fits for as well. I mean, I'm not promoting this, but I remember, years ago they did the whole Digibyte meme thing. That's crazy. I mean, that was everywhere. I don't think it's appropriate now, but at that time, that's how you made it go viral. I mean, people then were like, "Oh, whoa, this is still like, 15-second blockchain, all this stuff." But it was because of the memes, right? That's what got them hooked. And then you started seeing everybody do it. So I think kind of a spin on that. Again, great suggestion, but you have to find people that know how to do that. And they're not like really going over and, being inaccurate or deceitful, because that's not what you want either. So, yeah, I mean, all those things are going to have to be incorporated, and it takes time, but it's good you're starting the initiative, because if that doesn't happen, then it's going to be the same thing. So, yeah, I mean, there's all types of stuff, dude. I mean, you could even like, I've even had discussions of like people having a formal, like professional, team that approaches exchanges, like on the ground. Like, I'm not talking about like reaching out and doing applications and doing all that, but like people that their main job is just to go to exchanges and figure out how to get Digibyte everywhere, right? Because some of these things don't happen just online; they happen behind closed doors. But we don't have that, right? We don't have that kind of stuff. But those are areas where every bit of that can help. So we just start out small and see how it goes. I mean, I think that's the way you got to do it. And I mean, I think from what I hear, I think we have like release 34 will probably be out. I don't know when, but soon enough, because I think definitely seeing like the excitement around that, and we just keep on testing and keep working on that. And our job is to just get all the service providers and everyone else engaged, so that'll take a lot of preparation and a very big group effort to make that happen. So we have our work cut out for us, man.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, this bounty is a real big tell sign of what the community is feeling, and
Mm-hmm.
how motivated they are, right? Because it also, if the community looks at this from the outside, and also it's like we also build in like the shorts, right? Like you can riff off of this as a community member. Obviously, tag the original creator, make sure you link everything to them, but we get that aspect of creating shorts, and yeah, dude, like it helps build that what could potentially be the representatives of a trade show, right? Like maybe we'll start off here, and then next thing you know, we build some type of board where now we're talking about, well, what type of tables do we want, and how are we going to get the printing for, booth sizes, and just all within that aspect. To, like you said, we do need a on the floor workhorse that is going to attack the exchanges and is going to represent us. And I think establishing something like this later in the long run is crucial for us to let the world know we are truly volunteer decentralized, and maybe the same crew that we have in the United States is not going to be the same people that we have, for say, in England or in South Africa or wherever it is.
Bro, you need like you almost need street teams. That's what you need. You know how like before like record label artists go like when they go mainstream, they go and do all these street teams that give out the indie tapes or mixtapes, and they're doing all the like shows and getting all the marketing. That's what you have. Like, I know it sounds funny, but it's like you got to do the grassroots stuff. You got to find people in pockets of those areas, and they're like scoping out their area. And if there's conferences or even like meetups, or they can do material, I mean, you don't need to spend a whole bunch of money doing it. But you almost need street teams like everywhere. Like maybe you're not doing it so many at once, but you do it maybe countrywide first. Like, okay, you got a US team because there's a lot of people in Europe that are with Digibyte. So, you have to do that, and they have some function, right? Maybe in their area, in their geographic area, they have, okay, well, these are the top 2 or 3 exchanges we know. These are, crypto providers that we want to, and they might have to go and be willing to talk to them and do the work on the ground, man. And that's what happened like way early on. We had a guy who was he was in Netherlands, and I mean, it sounds small, but like at the time he had like the whole street of all these retail stores were taking Digibyte. And I think at one point it got in the paper there and there was like publicity around it. This was like way back in the day. And it might not have a global effect, but dude, you can reference that, right? And then if you reference that and then you tell somebody else like, oh, wait, what is this? It's the same thing, right? So we have to take that approach because, and that's not to say that we stop doing spaces and all that. We just have to do shotgun approach everywhere. We have to find an opportunity to get the word out, and do it. That's why even like with Adam, like he took all these cards, he's got these people. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Let's try to figure out what do they want? How do we integrate Digibyte in that? Let's start it now because as time goes on, the momentum will be lost. So, yeah.
No, it's true, dude. We need to discover like what our new investors are. Like that's why it was crucial. It was kind of crucial that Adam, went to Consensus 2026 and was able to talk to certain exchanges. But we do need to figure out like who the new investors are, like what media they trust, what kind of content resonates with them, like, and aim to expand out just with boots on floor, right? And then be as competitive as we know we are already.
Exactly. That's right. And I think even he had met, I don't know if it was Coin Bureau or CoinDesk. And I know like it's a paid service, whatnot, and I'm not sure how far it really gets anywhere because, it's just articles. But again, like if we find ways to, and this is one thing I've mentioned a lot, and I don't think this really underserved is, we don't do any like optimization on like Google and search engines at all. Like even I know there's a lot of guys that are really good with web stuff. Like, even if they had some sites that were up doing articles and this and that, but like if you can start aggregating that, use SEO to pick up on keywords, build up that volume, it's another whole project. But dude, I mean, that's a lot of this stuff. People on the internet, they search stuff. If there's nothing to search, they're not going to find us, right? We have a great website. We have great everything else, but it's like you might be selling the best burger in town, but if you're not in location, nobody knows about you. You're not getting anything. So it doesn't really matter. So, I mean, I'm just spitballing completely. I mean, I could go on and on about stuff, but what I'm trying to present is that there's many, many areas that people can fit in and help. And it can't be done by 3 of us, 10 of us. It's going to take a lot of folks to do it. And some of this work might actually cut down because of the power of AI. I mean, we couldn't do like most of the stuff 5-6 years ago it was just too difficult. But now to get like presentation materials or, website stuff, I mean, you can do stuff pretty quickly now. As long as you have the right prompts to vet it out and due diligence and you're not like making scammy stuff or whatever. But if you do it, I mean, you can spend some time and do it, not for a crazy cost. So, yeah, I mean, again, I think this is why I say that these spaces like have just been awesome because the more frequent they are, I know everybody's busy and it takes time, but you can see like juices are flowing. I mean, I'm sure you guys talked about a bunch of other stuff before I got on. And they're people can listen to them again. So it's good. We're finding new people even through the spaces. It's great.
Yeah, and also the idea for anybody that is listening out there, the idea of attacking Google is basically you're making yourself the director of marketing for DGB if that's something,
Mm-hmm.
that we end up finding. And it could be a position established and upheld by the community. So I agree with that too. I think that's a definitely avenue that we have to attack.
Yeah, and again, you don't have to take a tremendous amount of capital to do these things because you have the power of AI. It can do a lot of automation. You just have to give it the right prompts, right? And you have to make sure it's okay. But that gives us a big advantage because we don't have to start, hoping that we're going to find some ad agency or something. I mean, dude, like most of those services now are going to go out of business because we have AI. AI can replicate and even do it better. So again, it's going to take initiative. It's going to take time. Take somebody to take that first step, but it's there for the taking. I mean, somebody could do that and focus on that strategy, and another strategy could be not only with creating YouTube content, but Adam was telling me one of the YouTube guys was possibly thinking about having him on the show. Well, maybe there's a rep in the community that would be willing to do the YouTube circuit to spread the word. I'm not talking about like paying these YouTubers, but some of them have decent followings and they haven't heard about us, and it's in their interest because we have such a huge community that will give them more eyeballs on their channel. And then we get a chance to be on a decent sized channel that has a good audience for us, and we get to talk about Digibyte. That's another thing. So, it's not just about us creating, it's about us also sharing the information. And I think through these phases, we've all become a lot more educated and well-versed that we don't need to be so technically savvy to be on these calls. We can just or these podcasts or whatnot, you can just give an overview, and that might be enough to then start a series of it, right? Come maybe once a month or whatever, like an ongoing education series about Digibyte.
And that was my idea earlier too, right? Like if the community, that could be a separate bounty also. Like if the community decides, well, this is a YouTuber that we like collectively that's pretty big, and, we collect some funds and set up, like I'm sure that, we know that Jared gets his significant YouTube interviews and stuff like that in certain podcasts, but it'd be dope for us as a community, maybe get him, or like I was mentioning, maybe Johnny, and kind of spread out the OGs that are actively doing things into podcasts that we fund. And we know the truth of the fact of the matter is, bro, in order for us to get the bag, we need to sell the bag. It's just the truth. So at one point, whether if we as a community, there's only so many coders, there's only so many people that are knowledgeable within the aspect of building in that sense. But us as a community, we aren't a hopium. We're a utility, and being a utility, we also have to be part of that utility. And
we are the utility.
Yeah,
that's the point.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So that being said, at one point we have to pitch in. It's been 12 years that Digibyte has shown us what it is. There's no lie here. That's what it is, And
so here's the thing. This is what the crazy thing about us as a project is, and it obviously has taken a long time. But if you really look at the blockchain just in general, there's not like crazy amount of refinements. Like, you see projects that are constantly doing hard forks, or they're constantly like, we don't need to do that, dude. Like, our technology works. It's amazing. It's secure. Yes, we have Digidollar. That's another layer, which is a very essential layer. But as a blockchain, we don't really have to be in constant development mode. Like, if the technology works, now you have to go and tell people how it works, why it works, the changes it can do by using it. You have to go out and let people test it, use it, see it, get the experience. You don't have to constantly sit there and be like, oh, well, Digibyte needs this. It's like, dude, it serves all the characteristics of what its purpose is. The problem is if you don't have enough people that are aware of it, whether it's algo suppression or whether it's not hype influencers, whatever it is, whatever the reason is, if you're getting buried, it's not that people don't like it or that don't have an affinity. It's just they don't know what they don't know. It's like if you tell me, if you knew something that was so great, but I never talked to you and you never told me about it, I really don't know it exists. Maybe there's a solution out there better, but somebody has to give me that link. Somebody has to show me that, or I have to come across it. So that's the phase we're in now, is like, yes, people talk about, doing features like algo swaps and this and that. And I get it. There's a process for that, but those are long term, like roadmap things. Those aren't things that you can just pop out as a feature and next thing you know, a month later, it's going to be out. That's going to take 6 months, a year, long time. We're in Digidollar. We're doing 6 months of testing right now. It's not something. So what I'm simply saying is you have all the features and benefits, and now it's our job to get out and push those in as many outlets and corners of the world as we can. Because technology's set, dude. It's good. We're already at optimal level. Of course, people are going to say there's new little things here and there to do, but that's not going to fundamentally change what's already so great. I'm not talking about Digidollar. I'm talking about just the general features of the blockchain. So, for example, I know Joel from Dash, right? Their big thing is they want to get into as many payment service providers as possible. Why? Because you have retail customers, you have all these businesses. The more options they have to use Dash, then you're bringing in the masses, right? You're giving them optionality besides fiat. So that's an angle that you can go to. Well, it's the same thing. We have to find our lane and keep pushing that. And so I think that is it's actually, we're lucky, man, because we don't have to go out and tell people about us and then be embarrassed that our technology is like really not that great. It's like, oh, it's vaporware. No, like we can actually prove it. We can show it to you, which is awesome. We should feel confident in presenting it. There's no reason to have any imposter syndrome. But now is the time to really go guns a blazing. Like, and I would recommend, I mean, I do this too on a daily basis. Like, okay, look out there and see the platforms, see where you can do something. One little change every day. You know, we're all busy. We all have lives outside of this. I get it. But find some small angle. It could be reaching out to a YouTuber. It could be making an X post. It could be, producing some video content, maybe some graphics, maybe an article. Submit it on an article on, maybe a blog site or a high traffic site. Or maybe you contact a publication that might have a huge reach and, okay, you find out a cost. Maybe it's going to cost the community X. It's short lived. It's a publication. It's just something to get some traffic build up, right? It's some eyeballs. And if you do that, and enough people do it on a daily basis, dude, the momentum is going to be so much that we're just going to have things every day to do. And eventually some of that stuff is going to pop off. And then that momentum gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we get more people. And you can imagine, dude, it's not like we're going to be hearing one thing. It's like, oh man, we got this over here. We got this over here. We got this person going to conference. This guy. So you get my point? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So I have a question, dude. Another thing that I was thinking about, I've never done it, but there's like these things called Boost on like Coin Market Cap and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen
What are
that,
your
dude. Like
thoughts
I've
on
seen
that?
people do it. They charge like something crazy on it. It's like,
But like, what is it? I don't really understand. Like, is it just
I think it's just a paid play to get you more visible on CMC. So I don't really, I've seen people do it. I don't know what the real effect is of it. I'm not sure how long it lasts. I don't even know if there's a real thing to it, but it's definitely a pay to play kind of thing. I've seen people do
yeah?
it.
Because I keep seeing it on like CoinGecko and
It's like
stuff
they
like
got
that.
boosted like 10x or something like that.
Yeah,
Some,
yeah. I was curious about
yeah.
that because it did say one boost. It was like $100 to boost, but I'm like, what does that entitle?
Yeah, I don't
Right?
know.
Like, did you
I
just
don't
give
know.
a little rocket ship, and am I the only one that sees it?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, again, like when you get in that point, it's like you have to ask yourself the question, like if you're raising money to do that, is that the highest ROI of getting, visibility? Like if we're getting boost on CMC, who are we really going after, right? Are we just going after the guy in the basement with like $500, or are we going to spend that on? I'm just making up an example. I'm not saying this is it, but like I remember years ago, we got some article on Forbes. It was crazy. And I don't know how we got it. Some guy picked it up and it was something about price action at the time, but I've tried to reach out over the years and be like, look, will you guys do a cover story on, Digibyte? Like that would be awesome, right? And if you're having to decide, well, do I want to spend a couple $100 on boosting something on CMC or I would do this? And you might think this is a better option, right? So I think you have to look at things like that and say, okay, well, it sounds good, but like, what's the real ROI for us and the community for our project?
Also, another thing that I wanted to ask is like, now trade shows obviously would be key, but would it hurt us for like local, carnivals within people's area? Like, if for whatever
I don't know
reason,
about
right? Like,
carnivals, but I know they do like
or
these.
festivals, I guess if I want to call them, like,
I don't know about festivals because I'm not sure you're gonna really like. I think the other thing you could think about, and this was happening. I think Laura and some other people did this. Is you can do like local meetups in your area too. Of course, it will require you to not be anonymous, right? So people have to be comfortable. But like sometimes they have these blockchain meetups, or I mean, shoot, they could even do like, who knows, maybe in the area you have Digibyte meetup too. So you can do those local things, but with Digibyte stuff, it's the same Digibyte folks, which is not a bad thing. But if you're trying to get the word out to people that aren't in the community, probably don't want to do that. You probably want to go to a meetup that's like crypto centric or whatever it
yeah,
is,
trade
and
shows.
trade show kind of thing. Exactly. So try to fit in that way because then you have a lot of cross marketing there because you might see like a wallet provider that is doing it for every other crypto, but not us. Well, now you can figure out how to make a synergy there versus if it's just like you, me and Green in a room, we're already talking about what we got to do. Like meeting up again is not going to really do anything. Right. So, you can do the local effect, and people were. It's just, dude, we really have to just go back to the roots, right? I mean, that's what it really is about. And I think people need someone or people to say, hey, this is what we need. Who's willing to step up? And then we just have different areas and have people, come back or, explain what's going on. Cause I mean, dude, we will definitely showcase people. Like even Adam going, like I tried to showcase him as much as possible and we're very grateful to him, right? For him doing it. And it looks like he got some positivity out of that too. It's great.
Yeah, I'm sure that definitely helped him also brainstorm as to how he's going to attack his plan of strategy to help us. Yeah, dude, I agree with that. That was awesome that he decided to go over there. Another thing I wanted to ask you specifically, YC, like I don't know if there's any connections or if this was ever a thing, but how has merch gone as far as like Digibyte merch? Has anyone ever like gone out there and created Digibyte
Yeah, there's been a
merch
lot
or?
of merch outfits. There's a place called like Crypto Bantam. There's some other merch places that did it. Um, and then they gave like I don't know, dude. It's a tough thing, right? Because like some of the merch they have to like mark it up significantly, right? Like are people going to pay $70 for a hoodie that says Digibyte on it? I mean, I know back in the day I had a Digibyte hat. I mean, it was like whatever, 30, 40, $50, whatever. And it's like, okay, well, it's expensive as hell, but like I want to represent the blockchain, right? So, people will do it, but I don't know if that's really the way to go personally. I think it's very small gains if you're even doing that. I think it's probably better use of time and effort. But I mean, that's not to say that people can't do it if they want to, but I think it's a hard sell personally because if you don't get a tremendous amount, like now the difference is I should step back and say it differently. If you're talking about linking merch with an existing brand, that's a different story. Like, I mean, for example, I think years ago I was thinking about getting a custom Nike Digibyte shoe, right? Like, for people that are like basketball heads or whatever, like, you can go and customize it and then see, it's an existing brand, right? And then you would use like the colors of the blockchain or maybe put a logo. Like, we never got that far. But what I'm saying is if you can then get in with an existing brand to do some kind of like collab with that might go a little bit further than if you're just your own standalone brand trying to sell $70 hoodies or $50 hats. I don't know if that was what you're asking me, but that would be my thought on that.
So the reason why I mentioned merch, so the idea I was thinking is maybe doing like kind of a round Digibyte coin made out of I don't know, like plywood or something, but like done high end. And if we could basically have core wallets tied to it and basically you get, I don't know, like 10 DGB. But it doesn't have to be that, like whatever the community does, but like, and that would be our version of merch. Maybe it could just be only in trade shows where we kind of have them and kind of hand them out. And it's like, well, here's a Digibyte coin physically. And in this Digibyte coin, it's tied to a core wallet that you get 10 DGB and it would be like our version of merch. I don't know. It's just an idea that literally just popped in my head.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, like these are good ideas. You just have to figure out, like, we're all limited with time, right? So you have to see what's the lowest hanging fruit and what's going to give us the most exposure for people investing their time in. So for me personally, I think the merch thing is like very, very low priority because I've seen in the past, it works a little bit, but I don't think it gives as effective results as maybe some of the other things you're talking about. Um, so yeah, I think just trying to figure out how to get on more platforms. I'm talking about like, social stuff, and really creating virality, right? Like, I think even if you can figure a way to tap into the younger generation, right? Like some of these younger kids, that see the value and show, why this is the in thing. Like, it's like I always say, like the anti crypto, right? Like, we're what the space should be about. Like, create some kind of hook on that and let it become like I don't want to say meme, but just like like a saying, right? And it just catches on. that will also ignite a fire. Like we need some of that, right? So, and I don't know the exact answer. I'm just, like I said, I'm just throwing stuff out, but, somebody probably has a better idea than me, but yeah, I mean, that's what I would do versus like merch. I think merch is just not very high ROI personally.
I mean, for me, this is good too, dude. I ask all these because I'm always trying, dude. I'm in my daily day, like I'm literally just trying to brainstorm as to where I can help. Again, like I'm not that great tech savvy when it comes to like building a protocol or some type of DeFi pro. But
Yeah, but
like,
you don't, like I said, dude, we're past that. We
yeah,
don't even need that now. Like, yeah, we want obviously if we get devs, like it's good. More devs is fine. I mean, but we're seeing people like we've got the AI stuff, Jared, Frederick, we're seeing Dennis, Johnny. I mean, there's other like there's people working on stuff, right? And it's happening. And these are things we actually need. Like they're solutions for the community to have more access, eyeballs, efficiency, convenience, whatever it is. What we now need is things that are not quote unquote so technical, but if the technical question comes up, we're educated and professional enough to be able to answer it, right? Because we know it. And if we don't know it, we have a nice professional response like, hey, I don't know that. It's a great question. I'll find out. Because nobody can hammer you for that. Like if you're being just transparent. So I think that's what I was saying earlier is like we have this fear like, oh, well, I'm not a dev or I can't create websites, but I don't think you really need that. That's not, we just need people that are good conversationalists, good storytellers, and can engage people to give a chance to see what this is all about. Because dude, like the rest of the stuff, when they get in, it sells itself because people are asking the same questions, but they usually leave because they find one question that's really concerning to them that is like blatantly big and it doesn't get solved. So they're like, it must not be out there. But we don't need to do that. Like if people research, most of the things we're here, man. We've been here for a long time. We satisfy a lot of those things. So we don't really have to sell or market that, but we do have to get people to come in. And all of us can do that, dude. You don't have to be technical for that.
sweet, yeah, dude. Just out there for anybody that's listening, you guys again feel free to whether that's comment under this space or if you like to join as a speaker. I am definitely open to any type of bounties, anything that could help us progress as far as exposure, education, awareness, and even charting, dude. Even if your thing is to chart, maybe give us an idea of if that's something that you feel should be attacked. We're all open, and like we said, we are the utility, and yeah, dude, it is true, bro. As soon as you're in the ethos and start learning, start understanding what Digibyte is and what the evolution of Digibyte is becoming, which is the Digidollar. You're prone to stay here, bro. I'm telling you guys that from experience. I came super shy and was just in green space trying to do syntax decoding, and now we're here, bro. And I can't express to you guys how much I really love DigiB and just how optimistic I am about the future that entails and what is Digibyte.
Yeah, but dude, you're a perfect example of that, right? Because you went from like kind of being behind the scenes to now you're running spaces, you're doing bounties. Like I always say this, I give credit to Green for starting all this because he initiated it, and that will never change. I'm grateful to him. But that's the thing, dude, is like you doing that perfect example to encourage someone else to do it because you were in the same shoes. Like even me, I didn't do spaces for the longest time because I was just like, dude, I don't know what I'm going to say. What if I don't know the technical stuff or I got to print out sheets of stuff if someone asks me? And now there's questions that I don't know the answer to, but I'm like, dude, I don't know the answer. I'll try to find out and get back to you. Or we do enough of these spaces and we keep talking about the same stuff. It's like, dude, I know I know what this is about. I know what Digidollar is on basic foundational level that I could explain it to somebody for them to really get the idea of what's going on. So that's what I'm saying. You are a testament of that, of where you can go with this. And you don't have to be so like quote unquote technically savvy, right? These spaces are becoming consistent. We're definitely seeing a consistent, same people. And we're also seeing some new folks come in and they're speaking up. So I just think it would be awesome if we're doing more and more frequent spaces. I mean, dude, imagine if we were getting like 3 spaces a week from different folks in the community talking about whatever, different topics. Maybe it could be Digidollar, one could be marketing, one could be, and I say marketing, I don't mean like, I hate that word, but I'd say awareness, right? Or maybe someone could be doing analytic interpretation, or someone could be doing testing for protocol stuff. I mean, whatever it is, man, like, that itself becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because now you get people to join on different times and offer it's like a brainstorming session, right? That's what these spaces have been for me. I've gained a lot out of it. I look forward to them too. So, yeah, you should use that, dude, as that experience, to encourage other folks that you might know that want to participate, you know?
Yeah, dude, and I'm hoping with this video bounty, bro, I'm hoping that it's not just an English video, right? Like I'm hoping it's like Spanish, French, Osh, whatever, Mandarin. I'm hoping it also fuels that side of
Mm-hmm.
the creator content. Because I'm
Yeah, for
assuming,
sure.
Africa has a lot of trend, especially with the Bitgeria thing that's been going on, right? With them listing us, and they just signed up for Digiscope. I don't know if you noticed that, but
I did.
that's
I saw that. I don't know where they're at currently on listing us. I guess they're trying to fill up the reserves or whatnot. But yeah, I did see them join Digiscope. And that's another great thing, man, with the tipping stuff. You're able to like bring people into the system by getting currency, right? Or getting something. Like who wouldn't want to take that, right? Like even if I don't know anything about the project, but somebody's tipping me for free, like I'm gonna try to check it out. What's this about? So I think that's ingenious, right? So yeah, I did see that. But dude, that's like, again, like if they have an exchange, we want to foster that relationship, not from a Digibyte standpoint, but think about even Digidollar in a country like Africa, right? With all those, with the ability to do the things that we're talking about and the power that they could give to the folks there too, right? Like in these areas where maybe their currency is so devalued, or they have government suppression, whatever it is, right? So we want to be the solution for everyone, regardless, right? And some areas are gonna or desire us more than maybe like some of us that may, if we take it for granted, we're like, oh yeah, whatever. There's all these other things, but for them, it might be the optimal solution. So, yeah, I did see that, dude, and that's what I'm talking about. Is like we have to keep on pushing, right, and keep on finding other ways to keep adding us as a blockchain to that existing infrastructure. And that would be my next thing, is like if Nigeria gets us on, hey, how can we work together? How can we collaborate? Our communities collaborate with other providers that you have, that we could get Digibyte on there, and then we'll cross market. And, that's good for you because it'll get more of users to use your exchange. But then what other providers do you use that we could also go on to have users gain access to us? And that's how you do it, dude. Yeah, what's up, Green? You're quiet, man.
Yeah, no, I've been, had the family around,
I got you.
but I'm going to get pizza now, so I'm in the car. But yeah,
Gotcha.
no, I was really about to chime in though, since everybody's talking about, marketing, how we get the word out about DGB and people to use it. I don't know if everybody's seen, but I have created a website called partypool.app, which it's on-chain prediction pools, peer-to-peer, parimutuel payouts. Anybody can go in there and create a pool using DigiID as the login. Your DigiID is your operator ID. You go in there, build a trust reputation, and create your own pools, market yourself, you can set an operator percentage fee of whatever you want. You can make them free, da-da-da-da-da. Nobody had been created one, so I was like, all right, you know what? It's not against the rules, I guess, if I create one as an independent operator. So I created one. My plans were to either burn or just donate the little 524 DGB that it costs to make the pool. But yeah, like, so got a prediction pool out there right now. It's pretty much not chart based, but DGB price base crypto prediction, as you would say. So if everybody wants to, if y'all want to go check that out, it's one way we can get to users, because there is that crowd out there that is,
The gambling
it's
crowd.
not really, yeah. So yeah, no, it's out there. It's live. Feel free to go browse, party, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I'm about to pull out of here. I'm gonna get this pizza.
Hey,
Been
so
kind of crazy.
that party pool, you said you're gonna have a little leftover that you can maybe why not set up some type of goal, dude, on the party pool for like you said the fees or whatever, and just let it stack up. And I don't know, just an idea. I'm not saying you have to do it, right? But like I guess let it stack up, and then if you're willing, right, to let the community pick as to where you allocate those funds. My home,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
I mean, my idea of it, like, I don't want to create them because basically I'm just paying myself. That's why I was like, all right, I'll just burn or, just donate it to the Digidollar fund or whatever. Or, the address on the Digibyte.io page. But, it's just another way people can go out there and actually empower themselves and market themselves as well. This isn't strictly just about gambling. It's about people being able to, okay, here's a trust vector that I can use as a platform to market myself while using X to cross market myself while building trust in the community, and people can verify me through DigiID, and we're using Digibyte, and also Digidollar will be enabled on there as soon as that thing is live, just so everyone knows. So yeah, but yeah, no, it's kind of the vision I have for it is like a little bit bigger than just gambling. It's more about because you use Prize Picks and all these other shits. You can't go in there and create your own and make money from it. So there's the gamblers that just want to gamble. There's the spectators that just want to spectate. And there's the operators that want to actually build something, you know?
that's awesome, dude. Yeah, something like that's awesome. Another, I also want to riff since you guys are here, like, and I need help on this aspect. Is how do we really onboard small businesses? Like, I have a couple ideas. I've been approaching myself, and I do have like it's a local liquor store that I talked to, and they're like, soon as Digidollar launches, they are willing to open up a core wallet and basically are going to start accepting, whenever I want to buy my wine bottles and shit like that, or a cigar here and there, there's something. But I do want like ideas if you guys don't mind just shooting them and how we can onboard a small business, right? Because if we can get a mom and pop. Let's say it's I'm in New York, so there's delis or bodegas and shit like that. So they're a little bit easier to attack in that sense. Although everybody here is skeptical. We're New Yorkers, this is how we are. But I do need help like attacking because I have in another state. I have another house that's a little smaller of a town, and I had a little bit of a hard time kind of onboarding this local deli that's around over there, and I don't know. I just want ideas. I just want help on basically how I can attack that exposure of your mom and pop store to help bring the utility to them. Um, Obviously, it's for people that are, I guess, more savvy when it comes to learning crypto. It's going to be easier, but I'm talking about like like your boomers, those 55 and up that we want to kind of get them to move into this new monetary system, which is Digidollar.
I will say I've tried to onboard my fair share of small businesses, and they are not really feeling it, man. I don't know. They just don't get it. They don't care to even dive into it. I feel like I think it's they have too many problems already as is just running a business. And switching up their whole payment vector or, adding a whole new one in and bringing on a cost, like that's the type of vibe I get from I've went to my, like a good bit of businesses, like small businesses, some sound interested in doing the research on it, but I don't think they're really ready for it yet. Like the small side. But, you do have your fair share out here that is, they see the vision and they do integrate it, but right now, I don't know. Everywhere I go and I go somewhere new, I ask them, basic questions. Have you heard about crypto? Da 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 da. Stable coins, this and that. Give them a little quick rundown, and if I feel they're interested, I'll go in more. But if not, then just leave it at that.
Yeah, I got a couple servers, a couple of the restaurants that I go eat that I'm gonna go next week and go check them out, see what's up. And I told them, so if you guys see random tips from this page, because this is the page I have signed up for Digiscope, I was trying to convince them also, like, hey man, I'll give you your tip in Digibyte, just sign up with Digiscope. And for the restaurants out there, so sorry, I know you guys have your monopoly on the way tipping works with your servers, but I feel like this could be another way to onboard, servers that we know that job is not easy. The hospitality uh, uh, industry is a tough sell, but if we can get your daily servers like that, where they're like, hey, I might give you a little bit better of a tip if you take it in Digibyte. That's another approach that I was going to.
What do you mean, like, just for example, like us, when we're out just tipping the waitress in DGB or whatever?
Yeah, literally, dude. Like, so
Yeah.
one of my bills came up was like $110 or something. I told her, I was like, dude, I'll give you $25 worth of DGB if you sign up right now, and if you're on Digiscope on X, I'll literally tip it on X to straight to you. And they didn't do it at the moment, obviously, because they're working, but they told me that next week when you come, I'll be verified with Digiscope, and that way we'll do tips like that, and then you clear out the bill, and then it kind of does help all around too, bro. Because then you force the restaurant to start paying their servers better. You kind of change the industry in a way of now, literally the word tipping is out and about within you going to go eat, and you kind of kill the new way that tipping is, right? Like tipping is everywhere. You go buy a soda and the fucking bodega wants you to tip them for buying a soda that's been in the fridge. So we can kind of nip that in the butt too if we kind of take over I guess the way that tips are handled nowadays, right? And I think it's dope to do. And if you could stay anonymous on X2, and then now with Telegram, you could just do it with Telegram and then send it to there. And you know what I'm saying? I think that's a really strong use case for Digiscope's tipping, to be honest. Also, just that exposure of just being on X. Imagine if all of us decided to think this way, like, all right, from now on, all our servers or our favorite place to go eat, right? Because you're not going to do it in like a random new spot that you just went. I mean, if someone decides to onboard right then and there, that's great. But for places that you're a regular, you like to go in a lot, like you said, bro. I literally just picked up some pizza too when you mentioned it. I stepped away real quick to go grab my pizza, but like a place like that, dude, like you go, hey, now I come here twice a month. Why don't you set this up? And then twice a month, instead of me putting on the facture, I'm giving you 25 tips and you're spreading it with the house. Cause for the most part, a lot of businesses, they pull in their tip, and there's some servers that slack off, and then some servers that are high top notch, high quality workers, and it'll kind of incentivize for better work output, kind of nip in the butt the weird tipping thing that the society has right now, and also put some pressure on restaurants to, you know, take care of their employees, their servers in specific, and not even that, bro. Maybe you like a bartender, and you go see a bartender every time, and it's like, hey, bro, every time I come see you, cash me for what it is that the business is, and at the end of the night, let me know what I'm saying, what it was in total, and I'll give you a great tip to Telegram or Digiscope, and that'll be live, and people don't even have to know. You just, if you look at the way that the tag goes, right, it's literally Digiscope underscore me tip. Then you add whoever, and it shows the amount of Digibyte, and that's it. That's it. You don't have to give an explanation or anything. You don't have to say what it's for or anything. It's just been a tip that's out there in records. And imagine on your day-to-day life, someone that's not even within crypto ethos is looking at someone just getting tipped. They're gonna naturally be like, hey, what is this? Why is it that you're posting about, I don't know, the X Games, and all of a sudden you're getting tipped 1,000 DGB? And what is 1,000 DGB, right? Like, and it becomes a topic that becomes educational and onboarding naturally.
I bet I'm going in here to get this pizza, man. Yeah, I feel you though. I mean, people just need to get into the research. Once people find out about it, the incentive to learn about wallets, core wallets, Digiscope, whether we're whatever it would be, it'll be there for people to actually want to use it. I know, and we're close to the Digidollar too. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see the adoption. I mean, that's all it's really gonna come down to: people just wanting to use it.
That's definitely it, dude. I mean, I think it's such a key. I want it to be obviously very strong in terms of security and all that, but man, I'm excited for that thing to come out. I really am. I just want to see how it will be received, and I think everyone is secretly, maybe some maybe secretly or maybe not, is everyone's positioning for it. I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, I'm definitely anxious for the launch too. I'd much rather be giving away DD than than Digibyte. But yeah, you can see it on chain. On chain, chain doesn't lie, and there's some serious
Well,
accumulation.
chain and also you're seeing it. You're seeing the conversations on X. You're seeing like everyone is kind of playing their strategy and their positioning, and it would be too ironic for just to be like it's not a random event, is what I'm saying. All right, boys, I'm gonna hop off. So appreciate you guys doing the AJ doing the spaces, man. Keep it going. Um, and just keep pushing, man. Just lots of work to be done.
Sweet, thanks, YC. Have a good one.
All right, bro. See you later.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna just kind of go through. I know it's Friday, and I'm sure you guys want to go out and probably spend time with your family. And I definitely have a piece waiting for me in the kitchen. I don't want to be talking and eating, but just gonna double go through the awareness creator bounty rules. How I have it written, so everybody knows. So every Sunday, an official weekly bounty post will be published and pinned on the Digidollar awareness until Friday's winner announcement. All video submissions for that week must be posted under the official weekly bounty post that I will be doing every Sunday. Submission post must include a YouTube link plus the hashtag DD creators. Videos must be new and created specifically for the current week's bounty. Old reused videos cannot be resubmitted in future weeks. Green and I came down to the conclusion, and again, when you guys listen to this back, you can comment down there that it could be the same winner every week if as long as they're putting in the effort and it aligns with the community likes it. You could be the lucky content creator that is just nailing it every week. Pause every week. And just dude, it can rack up a good chunk of Digibyte within the next couple of months. Again, the content must relate to Digidollar, Digibyte, or the DGB ecosystem. Digi Assets, Digi ID, even about mining. It could be about the 5 mining algorithms as long as it aligns with our ethos. And it should focus on education, awareness, tutorials, explanations, or just useful insights. Meaning, if you want to speak speculation, I am not opposed to that. Some audiences, that's what they kind of lean into, like what the possibilities are and, price predictioning. That's mostly what some people like to see. If you can make a comedic one, some type of animation or something like that, I'm not opposed as long as it aligns with us and there's no misinformation. Another thing I do ask, please, human voices. I don't want any AI generated voices. I don't need you to publicly show your face or anything, but I do want AI voices. I'm sorry, not AI voices, human voices. I feel as if AI voices, sometimes push the algorithm the wrong way. And again, the idea is to resonate with other people. So whether that be in English, Spanish, French, German, Mandarin, whatever it is that you speak, do it. That'd be great. Your X handle must appear in both the video itself and your YouTube description for our verification purposes. The way that the community voting is going to be based for right now, again, this is a trial. We do plan on moving this over to Digiscope. So for right now, it is going to be the community, whoever has the most reposts and likes during the official voting period. So also, if the week is up, the likes from the last week is obviously not going to count. That video is over with. As that bounty's been cashed out. Votings runs from the moment the post gets pinned and posted on Sunday, and voting ends Friday morning, with the winner announcement being Friday afternoon. The weekly winner will receive a 5,000 DGB payout announcement post, and a separate 48-hour featured pin post with an additional 1,000 DGB tip. For the trial, we have community member Adam Ogilvy, and he will be pinning the winner for 24-hour on his page. Later, when we move to Digiscope, I'm not sure who that'll be. I'm hoping it's someone with a big following, and that aligns with us. Who knows? Still talking in the background. Again, spam, fake engagement, bots, plagiarism, misleading content will result in immediate disqualification. The community, I'm sure, will dig this out, but if you have low effort, copied, or any unrelated submissions, I'm sure the community is not going to let you do it. And do sign up with, you don't have to have Digiscope to get paid out. Obviously, if you have your wallet in your bio, Digiscope will automatically send it over there. But when we move over to Digiscope, the announcement, everything will be done there. Another thing, when the move happens to Digiscope, I will be doubling this with a potential to have 2 doubles. So I'm talking to a community member. Let's see how it goes. If they're willing to match me, then we're talking about not just 10,000. It more so will be 20,000. But for right now, what I know for sure that I am going to do, the minute that we move over to Digiscope, I will be doubling the winner payout from 5,000 DGB to 10,000 DGB. The tip is going to stay the same. It's just going to be $1,000 DGB tip for the featured pin post. But when we move to Digiscope, it will be 10,000 DGB payout for that week's winner. Other than that, you guys that listen back or here, if you have any questions or you have any opinions on maybe how I can change this, maybe something that you think doesn't align or anything, I'm open for that. Feel free to DM me or comment under the space. And this is not the only bounty I want to work on. I want to, let's build momentum, bro. We got a strong decentralized stable coin that's going to launch. We need all hands on deck. We have to be aggressive with this. It's been 12 years. We have to be aggressive. Aggressive is what we need. So I'm open for, if we want to build a community board, if attacking the Instagram creators is the next thing, whatever the community feels is the best angle to go about our exposure and essentially our marketing, right? And I'm going to work in the background. Ideally, the goal is to set up trade booths. Going to see who we can figure out if we can have on-site printing and stuff like that. That probably I'll speak on that somewhere later in the future once Digidollar has been released. I don't know how I'll set up interviews for who we decide will be an ambassador or I guess trade show group for specific cities and countries. That'll be obviously on the long-term perspective of what we have going on. But for right now, I think that I need all hands on deck for this. I need help with you guys helping me push out this creator bounty. I'm not asking for any money from anybody. I'm just asking for us to essentially super shield this creator bounty to help us out. And it builds in another layer of marketing that you guys can decide to make shorts on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever it is. But all right, you guys, I'd like to thank you guys for taking time out of your day and spending it here on the Digidollar awareness space. Green, you're awesome, bro. YC, you guys, all the community members. I'd like to thank Adam Ogilvy for representing us in the Consensus 2026 Miami and for Digibyte Patriot on YouTube. thank you so much for uploading the videos. If you haven't, I left a tip down there. Thank you for doing that, you guys. Any questions? Anybody wants to chime in? If not, I guess we'll wrap this one up. I will be doing another space on Tuesday. You know, my daily Tuesdays. And within about an hour, I'm going to set up the flyer post and everything. And I think I'll drop the flyer post for the set rules, and then I'll do the actual post for Sunday. That'll be out on Sunday morning. I'm going to try to see if it launched at 10 a.m. Eastern New York time. And we'll be posting the rules up on Digiscope sometime this week, so you can see it there. But for right now, I'll be here. Again, this is just a trial here. Keep in mind that when we go to Digiscope, we will be doubling up. So feel free, you guys, to spread that everywhere. I want as many creators as we can get. And yeah, you guys, thank you so much. I'm going to give some time here if anybody wants to chime in, give a couple thoughts, maybe about 5 minutes. If not, we'll call it a night. But yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Appreciate the space, bro. I'm about to hop off here. I'm about to go get this pizza, man. It's almost finished.
Dude, I've been staring at
Oh,
mine. Bon appetit.
Yeah. All right, man. I'll see you later. All right, guys.
All right, you guys. Have a good weekend. See you on Tuesday. Good night.